I want to bridge into like really get into the generational trauma, what we inherit, we pass on, potentially. Good, bad, and different from like your mum, dad, God chapter. Before we do that, you just this is so much gold in what you said there, but from your personal standpoint, what's the converse of that as a father with your daughter?
Yeah, primarily how I treat my mother.
And like going through her life as she gets older and that letting go of the baby girl with, well, which I can only imagine. It's like when you're so inbuilt to provide and protect. And listen, I saw it was on a post you did a couple of months ago, and I was like, I double liked it. I was like, that people need to hear this so much, because yes, she's the light of your light of lights, as you say. And I've only been around about her for a limited period of time recently, but you're there, and it just looks as if you could burst with tears of gratitude and just. Like,
I do pretty much on a daily basis.
Yeah, because she is that. Reminds us of that we have within ourselves, but you don't dilute your own light. You've done enough of your work, and you'll continue to do your work, that she is not a surrogate for you to heal or experience life. And I definitely see that something in my work when I'm working with people, and they think, because they still, without going down a rabbit hole too much, they still don't, the modern world still doesn't understand the definition of what trauma is and what trauma is not. I've had a good upbringing. I said, yeah, but it's not about that. It's not about good or bad. It's just about incomplete cycles and inherited cycles as well. I was like, you spent 5 months as a microorganism inside your grandmother. What did your gran go through? What? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and there's intelligence in the sperm. And we inherit a lot. It's not about that. We don't need to know the story. The story's not here. That's just the noise. The coding's in the DNA. But we can get beyond that as well. Oh, really? So right now, how do you feel? Right, let's just deal with that and move through. But yeah, I try and do that. So, but you're compensating too much. Is that a pressure? Because what I used to hear from my mum, and it was the greatest intentions and love, she said, our wains, which is Scottish for children, as long as my wains are all right, then I'm all right. There's nothing wrong with that statement. What I interpreted, me, nothing to do with her, how I interpret that, shit, I need to be all right all the time. Because if I'm not, then my mum's not. Mask. House is burning, blah, blah, and the volatility and multiple things in my book. It's just a story, but it was because, oh shit, I need to be all right. So it was more pressure, so the more I pushed, the further things got away. Anyway, to dial it back, what do you foresee? It's a kind of silly question, but what do you foresee how that's going to look for you as Athena gets older and she grows up, in the finding that sweet spot of, I'm your tree, my dear, I'm always here, but you can fly without me.
Yeah, I definitely notice, codependent tendencies that I have, but I'm also pretty diligent and disciplined and stubborn in knowing, quote unquote, knowing enough to take action to not say things like what your mother said to you, right?
Yeah.
And albeit innocent, right?
Yeah.
But to be very mindful and articulate of that. And as much as it may hurt me because of my own codependent patterns, or all my healthy desire to protect and provide and so forth, I personally know how much I value freedom, and her ability to be in the world and in the way she wants to is more important than my need for security or insecurity that I have or anything like that. So I'm constantly orienting towards what's best for her. Like, really, okay, like, what do I need to do to be best for her right now? Do I need to be impatient? Probably that's not going to help, right? So what's best for her upbringing, right? But also in doing so, by default, I'm not just asking that question for her, I'm asking that question for me. Because it serves me less to be impatient, it serves me more to live from compassion and curiosity. And personally, and I think just generally speaking for all of us, but personally for me, that's really helpful, because I grew up with such harshness and I can be harsh and rigid. And so softening those edges is actually really important for me. So, osmosis, relationships are reciprocal, unconsciously and consciously. We're growing together, you know. But I'm the adult and I'm the father, I'm the parent in that dynamic. I'm sure we wear many other identities, but in that moment, like, I've got to be the one that's more mature and responsible. I can't expect her, even when she's 25, like, I can't expect, I can expect more from her, so to speak. I can have preferences around how she behaves because she's very different to being a 4-year-old. But right now, I'm the adult. So it's my duty as a father and as a man, as a person that holds more maturity, to practice more maturity and help her just be maybe some bumpers in her bowling lane, but just let her be, man.
Let her bowl.
Let her roll, yeah.
Beautiful, man.
As hard as it is sometimes.
Yeah,